So last time we had a rambunctious sail to windward from Grenada to Carriacou. We left the next day for another windward slog to Canoan or Bequia, whichever one we could reach before dark.
You think we got too much sail up now? 30 knots.
We made it into Canoan, a few islands up, just in time for dark, 45 minutes left.
And we have the anchor prepared because I really don't know what we're going to find. But it was a pretty good day today. Sailing from Carriacou. Too much motoring. It is a lot of motoring. Yeah. It's loud. Anyway, whatever we're going to do, we've got to do it fast. We've got to decide fast.
Where did we spend the night, Rebecca?
We're in Canoan on a mooring fall.
No incidences of
theft. I even left the decoy phone out.
Right.
And I took the stairs out so that if anybody decided to come down below, they'd have to call first.
Oh, that's a good idea.
No problem.
Tell us how great the crew is.
Oh.
They can turn on the instruments with the best of them.
Yeah, I mean we have right here. We have an old squeaky winch. Pups and puffs.
Puffs and puffs.
Right, he's our powerhouse. And me, I am a fucking good boss.
You were a great boss and an excellent teacher. Suzanne is awesome, except for she talks in her sleep.
She yells in her sleep.
Sorry.
Yells in her sleep, but you know, she told us, hey, any future captains that are looking to have Suzanne come aboard, don't let her tell you she can't cook. Because she cooks. It's like she cooks and she cooks.
Steve, do you hear that?
Do not do that on Whisper.
Well, Dave, the captain, likes to cook.
Okay.
And he's very picky about...
See, we have such low standards.
Oh, look, rice!
And she cleans.
Yes, I can do that.
Suzanne cleans like parts of my boat that have never, ever been cleaned.
Thank you, Betty Bocat.
Of the last 4 or 5 days, haven't we been sailing every day?
I think it's been a good introduction to the boat because now we can sail the boat.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're going to get to Bequia and we're going to relax for a week and we're just going to fix things on the boat. Now it's time to learn how to fix a boat. So we're all going to fix the boat every day, all day, like maintenance. We're going to scrub stainless steel and varnish wood, and fix the engine, change the oil, and like fix the toilet, fix the stereo, and fix the electronics, and fix those, and update, and get the weather, and
go to the
beach.
Go to the beach? Did I hear beach?
No, there's no beach. No beach.
What about snorkeling? Snorkeling?
No snorkeling.
Come
no
on.
wheels out. What kind of captain do you think I am?
One that loves her crew and wants them to stay.
Oh yeah, there is that.
One that wants to keep her crew.
No, we're gonna have fun in Bequia. It's a cool place.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, slapping lazy jack.
It's rather annoying, isn't it?
I just figured it wasn't worth going up there to tighten.
How much wind have we got?
Right now, it's only 24. We saw 29.
Feels like a walk in the park now.
Yeah, it's calmed right down.
This is what one gets crew for, right there.
Who knows CPR? I'm not uncomfortable.
Are you
Really,
sure?
I'm not.
Is your bed too small? What did you say?
Wait a minute. I don't even have pants on.
What are you doing? What are you doing with that thing?
It's always like where it's not supposed to be. After I talked in my sleep all night, I don't want to get kicked off the boat. The nicest shower
Isn't it a
I've
nice
ever had.
So after immigration, our first stop in Bequia. Welcome to Bequia. We're working these guys to get a hole made in something.
Like, seriously, we need a shower. We have things to get fixed, so that's what we're doing.
Rebecca's looking for the right size rock to show this guy how big her hole should be.
Not like that. This is what you do in Bequia, right here. You get your parts fixed.
Yeah,
By men with skills.
yeah, like Ramu.
Like Ramu.
Yeah,
Come find Ramu if you need something done.
and right here in Bequia.
Right here in Bequia.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime.
She's going snorkeling. She's having way more fun than Rebecca's having.
Rebecca's busy being a captain, just fixing things and poking around the boat.
You know, I've been on this mission for a couple days.
But the crew should have some fun.
Now watch, they don't have it.
What do you think you want?
Fish chowder.
I can't read the menu, so I'm waiting for the light. Let there be light. I see cocktails.
It's for the page. Turn the
beer.
page.
Oh,
Do you
Stella.
have fish chowder tonight?
I'm gonna have some kind of fish.
So an update, Rick didn't work out. I won't embarrass him too much except to say that he disobeyed one of the operating manual rules, the most important one. I sent him packing after 5 days aboard in Bequia. We then waited another week for Robert, a New York City retired police officer, to arrive. So Bequia wasn't great for me. I found myself drinking too often and getting distracted by the boys. My first distraction was Nate's rum crawl.
I think we're crawling.
We're going on a
We
rock.
might be riding on a bus, but I'm quite sure.
We are definitely on a school bus.
Really, the attraction for me was a partial tour of the island, the places off the beaten path. What better path than to the local rum shops?
This is our first stop on the rum tour at Bally's Bar. At the farthest end of the south side. Good one, huh?
The whole idea was to just keep my mind off the boys, keep myself focused on finishing my circumnavigation, sit back, relax, have a good time. But somehow that always equates to the boys.
You match the sunset. Yeah. Wow, how much did that cost?
20 Just for the record,
Yes, darling.
I'm drinking water. Because I'm a very good girl.
Well,
My story, and I'm sticking to it. Water.
she's
Water.
supplementing with
Water.
water.
They wouldn't know that we strike the whale until they see the sail is done.
Oh, you take the sail down.
So we had to take down the sail, roll it up, put it aside, and then
Incorporated
get
with the
up the
tour was
You can
this
motor,
bus
not
driver
you? Can you
who
motor?
actually
wheel.
is a whaler,
Until he
or
get
was a
down there.
whaler, and gave
And
us
then when
all
he
the
come back
lowdown
up,
on
the
how
pulley
it's
rope.
done and where
But
it's
you
done
cannot
and
hold that
what's
rope
done.
unless you wet it. You hold that rope, tear off your whole hand,
burn.
and feel the heaviness. And he lift up his tail. I tell you, and he do so bam. You could see no one in the boat. There's like water. He'd have killed every one of us in that boat.
Could
The
have.
tail.
Yeah.
So
easy.
does he wear himself out?
Yeah, when we hit him,
Yeah.
he just lift up and he drop. But we have to keep quiet. Very, very quiet.
Right.
It's very dangerous, eh?
Yeah. 'cause I
If a
get-
whale know his strength, we cannot get long second.
Boy, it's amazing.
Big party, big
The
party.
energy. You think the World Cup energy is big?
You heard everybody here.
Can you use a motor to drag it to the whale station?
That's what we do.
I heard there was one that I almost took him down to Grenada, like a 52-foot.
Yeah.
Remember a few years ago, the last time you guys caught a whale, I got a steak here from Toko's.
Yeah.
It was the most tenderest steak I've ever had on it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like the crisp or the fatty part.
Oh, the
is-
whale scripts.
It's a taste you never forget. When I first moved here 7 years ago, I guess they were still using cell phones, but there's a place called Mont Peggy, right?
Yeah, the highest point.
And so that's where they would go and they would scout out. They would look and they would see, oh, the whale's coming. And they would send these boys down running a blaze like,
Oh my God.
there's a whale out there. And
Right.
I love the tradition here because it's not abused.
And exactly.
It's not
because
abused.
it feeds the
Everything
whole
is
island.
used. Everything is used, from the bones to the
Right.
oil for a digestive.
How
Yeah.
many whale can you take a year? Is there a
We
limit?
catch 4 a year.
You're
For-
allotted for a year, but they typically only catch one a
But
year.
we didn't catch any this year. We
Yeah.
didn't catch any year before because of
No, because of
COVID.
COVID. Don't you, Dalo? You have to like tie them out. At
Yeah,
some point.
okay. What we do, like our lips here, we cut out a piece under here, cut out a piece up here, and then we put a rope
Through it.
with a as we call a slippery knot. So then we tie that and we pull the mouth like that. So the mouth will open when we twin it. If the mouth open,
You
then the
feel-
water going inside. And
Yeah,
it
they
sink.
fill with water. And they sink.
Yeah.
And, you
And
don't
then
want
they will
that.
pull down
Right.
if you're attached to that.
what's on there.
And it'll pull the whole
They're
boat.
very heavy.
Okay. So our history lesson's over.
Isn't that interesting?
Why we came to school.
Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna go drink more rum. Friday night, Saturday, Saturday night in Bequia
Yeah. Atlantic side.
on the Atlantic side. You don't eat them? What are you gonna do with it?
She was willing to come and buy half of the boat, like 500 grand.
So let me see the earring. So where did you meet this girl that you gave her an
In a
engagement?
bar. I was in a bar in Montana,
Montana.
and I was already with 2 girls.
Wait.
So how long?
Insane love, insane. It was kryptonite.
So how long were you together?
1 year.
1 year. So you asked her to marry you.
We lasted 1 year. Yeah. I was
And-
crazy about her, crazy.
So why did you change your mind?
Because we just didn't get along. It's not sexual. It's more emotional. It's not. Even though it is.
Even
You guys break up, and did she come to you and say, "Here's the ring back"?
Yeah. And then I got the ring back. Yeah, and I put it on my ear.
he bought a boat instead.
So a boat is more expensive than a woman.
Depends on the woman. Depends on the boat.
No.
We had a lot of time waiting for Robert to arrive.
Perfection.
It would be in the garbage man. I need to go get vegetables.
And then when he did arrive, he didn't want to read the manual. All he wanted to do was go out and drink and smoke cigars and party until he was so sick he had to go to shore. He got himself so sick, we weren't sure if he was seasick, drunk, drugged, just partied out, or what. He had to go on shore. He couldn't even stay on the boat anymore. God, if he's seasick at anchor, what am I going to do with him at
So
sea?
maybe we could pull up the plantation house. I can look in the pool.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we actually had to go look for him. Maybe I shouldn't have advertised this trip as being any fun. I probably should have advertised it as being torture and torture only. Next time.
We are looking for our crewmate who's left this morning, not
It's
feeling
not actually,
well.
it's actually not even funny, but
No. He left. We left him on land this morning because he was so sick and we thought he was seasick, but we haven't heard from him. He didn't take his phone. And we're concerned that it's not seasickness, that it's maybe something else. So we want to lay eyes on him. And we're supposed to be leaving. So
treat ourselves to an expensive cocktail, and it's not even noontime yet.
Woohoo for us.
Yeah. Because
So we just went for lunch in a place we're not going to mention because the drink was good, but the food wasn't that great. We're going to go back to the boat for various reasons. One is which we need a nap.
Yep, way too many boys here, way too crazy. Some of them just too old, some of them just too crazy. But my God, did I get distracted. Way too much fun to be had every day and every night. Don't come here if you don't want to have constant fun and distraction. Very nice to be able to keep an eye on your dinghy while you're having fun.
So check out this pizza. It's like better than any pizza you can get in the U.S. even.
So good.
It's so good.
It's caramelized onions, pepperoni, and cheese, and it's the regular crust at Max on Bequia. So good.
Hole in the wall.
Look at that. How tasty is that looking?
Oh boy, another night dancing, and this time on tables. Even I got so bored that I had to go to the beach a few days. But it was beautiful beach and beautiful weather, so I guess I shouldn't complain too much, huh? We did eventually find Robert, and he did eventually get on the boat, and now to see if he'll get seasick as we head out to the ocean.
Bye-bye, Bequia. So we're off to Martinique from Bequia. And yeah, we're choosing to start off on a little bit of a windless start, get used to the boat, motor during the time when we won't be going into the wind and into a lot of it. If we waited till we got to Martinique and left one day later, then we'd be motoring into heavier winds, or we'd have to tack, and who wants to tack? So we're going to motor to about the west side of St. Vincent, unless the wind allows for a little bit of sailing, and then from the middle of the west coast of St. Vincent and north, we should be good. We hope. We pray. Please, sea gods, wind gods.
What was our time of departure? I know was
7:43.
And your estimated time of arrival?
Well, hopefully tomorrow morning. If all goes well, tomorrow morning sometime. But if there's any problems or when the wind does not obey its orders, then we might get in later. We want to leave early so we can get in early and have plenty of time to spare, so we don't have to come in the dark.
So here's a story. It's not my watch. Middle of the night. We're all tired. All of a sudden I feel the boat go very, very slow and quiet and peaceful. I go out. He says,
Long night.
Rebecca, go back to sleep. You worry too much.
We're almost there, Rebecca. Well done, Captain.
And I look, and we're going south, and the sails are backwinded, and we're going towards St. Lucia. I grit my teeth. I don't say a thing. I turn the boat around, and I tell him, if you need to touch the autopilot, even 1 degree, come and wake me up. Okay? That's what captains are for. So I was here last February with Michael, Fort-de-France, Martinique, and we were here for Carnival, and we had COVID here, and gosh, we had such a good time here, believe it or not. And here I am again with crew. Wonder if it'll be the same. So one of my YouTube followers, Daleen Venter from South Africa, but having lived in Martinique for the last 17 years, came and picked me up in her car and took me over the island to see the most beautiful and out-of-the-way places there were.
I'm sorry, you're not qualified.
We immediately became fast friends, talking about relationships and love and loss and fun and life and choices and money and everything else girls can talk about. Suzanne came along too, and the three of us really just had a lot of fun and saw really a lot of beautiful things in Martinique.
Plantations before, it damaged all the soil of Martinique. What you find is actually nearly all of the men have prostate cancer. The nature reserve, the whole area is a nature reserve. So I have a walkway right behind my house, and then Le Fromager. Yeah. Fromager. Fromager is the name of that big tree that we saw.
Ah.
Next to some water, but that's not where we're going to swim. No. We're going to swim a little bit earlier on the past.
So we drove through St. Pierre. We were going to come up there later with our boat, so we didn't spend any time on land there when we were with Daleen. But we drove through and got to see what we were in for in our next anchorage.
Did it happen on a Sunday? If people were
I guess so.
So if,
I know it's
when was that? When did it go?
1902, but you have all the information. I love that. So now it's not the boom boom island like St. Lucia.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a nice place to live.
It is a nice place to live.
Fan de ça quoi.
Fan de ça. Par contre, si vous pouvez me virer avec un pas d'autre.
C'est quoi pareil? Manger ici?
No, we're going to eat here. We eat at the river, right? Ah ben génial. Ok, ben ouais.
Kitchen with a view.
Lodging, schooling, universities is basically free.
So as soon as we got there, Robert was very eager to get off the boat, and I was very eager to have him off the boat. So to wind down from that whole experience, Suzanne and I decided to go have a drink and look at the nice view and enjoy a day by the pool.
foam and put pesto in them like they do.
Oh, yeah.
And then if we got some sprouts, we could do that too.
I have no desire for sprouts and snails.
Oh, stop.
So in a few days, Joshua would be coming. And Joshua would prove to be extremely good crew and extremely good company on the boat. And he's coming in just a few days to meet us right here. So, and he's already promised us an apple pie. What could be better than that? Quite happily, I think focus is going to shift from alcohol to good food.